Welcome yourselves back to How Much Do I Make Fixing Broken Consoles, episode number 5. I can't believe I'm saying episode 5. For those who are new to the series, I buy broken/faulty consoles from eBay. I then use my newbie knowledge to try and attempt to fix those consoles and then sell them on eBay. We then rack up the costings and hopefully we can turn it into a profit. But we have had a few episodes where it's been a loss. I've got 9 items to get through today, so let's start with number 1. This is actually episode 4. I want to see if we can beat the profit that I got from this episode. So let me just double check. £16.43. I'm going to go with that because then at least there's a little bit of a challenge. That is the profit that I need to beat in today's video. It could be a loss though. So let's see how we get on. Item number 1. This video is titled Faulty Xbox One Turns On Then Off. I believe this one was down to the hard drive. All right, here's us testing it. So turn on and then I'm assuming turn off. Do you have anything on the screen? No. It's just turn off. And there we go, it's just turned off. I'm pretty sure with this one, I tried a load of different things. I took out a load of components. I then ended up replacing the hard drive. So as you can see from here, this is the old Toshiba one and I put a WD blue one in, or maybe the other way around. Yeah, so I've put the Toshiba one in and then it comes up with an E105 error. I tried resolving the E105 error, but I kept coming across multiple failures. Then I followed a guide from Andrew Paul on his YouTube channel and I was able to fix it. So I purchased the console for a total of £35.49. The parts cost was a hard drive. I already had it laying around, so we're going to call that free. eBay fees was minus £8.11, and we managed to sell it for £52.88. Gives us a total profit of £17.39. That's a good start to the video. Really good. In this video specifically, I purchased 2 Xbox One S consoles. One of them was a no fix, but the one we're going to be looking at and the one that I did manage to sell had no power. I purchased this one for a grand total of £40.99. £40.99. This was the first time I actually went into an Xbox One S as well. I learned from Phil the coder about testing the MOSFETs down the power rail, and it turns out that with this specific fault, a MOSFET had gone bad. So what I done was took a MOSFET from a donor board that I had, and this is said MOSFET, and then I transferred it over to the faulty Xbox One that had no power. I then gave it a test, and this is my reaction. All right, well, it didn't spin, so my hopes aren't really there. So let me try and turn it on. Oh, come on, let's go, man. It's on. Look. Oh, I was elated with that fix, man. That was my first, as one of my first proper fixes. I'd taken a component that wasn't working, took it off, transferred one from an existing board that was working, and it worked. It was an amazing feeling. So, as I stated, we purchased this console for £40.99. The parts cost, we got the MOSFET from a donor board, so again, I would count that as free. The eBay fees were a total of £12.46, and we managed to sell the Xbox for £82.53. This, where it says sold for, this price is after the eBay fees. So I think this specific device sold for £95, but obviously taking out the eBay fees, then we have the £82.53. And the total profit for this one alone was £41.54. If I didn't actually spend the time recording this video and it was just a plain and simple fix, I think I'd say I'd be able to get this repair done in 30 minutes, I'd say. Maybe an hour tops for the diagnosing side of things as well. But that's a hefty amount of profit, man. I think that's the biggest profit margin yet from one device. So next up, we have an Xbox One S faulty HDMI port. I purchased this one for £50 off of eBay. This one was screwed, man. Look how much this was wiggling. Look at this wiggle. Jiggle, jiggle. Looking at this, actually, we had a torn trace. Nice. And what I'm saying I'm going to do is get some jumper wire, put it from around this area up to here, then get some conformal coating and see if we can get it to work. I love doing these videos, man, because it gives me a refresher almost of what I've done, and what I've accomplished. The soldering job isn't that great, if I'm being honest. I mean, look, and I say this in the video as well, there's not much solder on the pads. It doesn't look like a good job, except for this one. As you can see here where my mouse is moving, this one is probably the only good looking solder joint. And here we go. I think this is the drop. You've done well, Joe. You've done well. But how much profit did we make? £50 is what we paid for the Xbox One console faulty on eBay. The HDMI port itself cost £5 for the port. eBay fees come to a total of £11.18, and we managed to sell the unit for £73.82, giving us a total profit for this one of £18.82. We move into dangerous territory now, where I start purchasing Nintendo Switches, which isn't a great idea. So I thought at the time, when I bought them. I've had bad history with Nintendo Switches trying to fix them. I've broken a few. Let's have a look. So this video is titled Faulty Nintendo Switch with No Power, my first ever Switch fix, ? How much did I pay for this Nintendo Switch?
I paid a total of £60 for a Nintendo Switch that is broken, it doesn't charge, and it doesn't power on.
There we go. £60 is what I pay. I don't know why I'm wearing a dressing gown. Don't ask me why. So when we put the amp meter into the device, we had a reading of 0.12, 0.14 amps. Then we moved over to the M92 T36 chip on the Nintendo Switch, and we found all three of these caps were shorted, I think, or maybe two of them. So we determined there was an M92 chip fault. We also checked the charging port, and that seemed to be fine. So as you can see, all we managed to do was replace the M92 T36 chip, and this is the reaction when plugging it in.
0.4446.
There we go. So we had a bit of change on the amp meter, and then we obviously had, I think it was a dead battery completely, and then eventually it turned on. So that was an amazing feeling, man. More importantly, what was the profit? I paid £60 for the Switch off of eBay. The parts cost, the M92 T36 chip, is usually about £6. However, that one I had for ages, but I've just bought some recently and they're £6 each. So we'll deduct £6 for that. eBay fees was £13.64, and what I took was £90.65. The total profit for this Nintendo Switch was £24.56. Not bad, not bad at all. Now, this next one I'm not going to get too technical about. I purchased two broken Xboxes from eBay. Basically, they both worked. One of them had a little bit of a loud fan, so I took a fan from my other Xbox, a donor board, and used that. But other than that, I took out the hard drive, put it back in. They both worked fine. One of them was no power. I plugged it in and it just turned on. So I'll just skip forward to the profit on this one because there's not much to see in the video. It was a very short video. There's a little bit of a cleaning montage. That was a yeah, it was a little cleaning montage that I put together. Now this profit is a madness. I paid £84.98 for both of the Xboxes. The parts cost, it was a fan, and again I took it from a donor board, so nothing. eBay fees for two consoles was £23. And I sold them for £152. One of them was a 1 terabyte special edition Halo Xbox that went for like, I think it was like £100, maybe even 110. The other one was just a normal Xbox 500 gig, and I think that went for 65. And then obviously eBay fees. Landed me a total profit of £67.02, and I done nothing. Absolutely diddly squat, and we had that as a profit. Not too bad. On to the next one. With this next one, again, I purchased two Nintendo Switches for £130. The video last Saturday covered one of these Switches, and the video coming up this Saturday is on the other one. So I have sold that one already. I sold it and then forgot to do the thumbnail. So if you do notice the thumbnail being almost identical to last week, then that would be why. I'll go through the video of the one that I managed to fix last Saturday because I don't want to ruin the video that's coming up for this Saturday. This for me was an incredible fix. One of my best so far. I'd named the video my most satisfying fix. Another technician had been in this Nintendo Switch and the whole thing was completely wonky. As you can see, maybe like just about here, like there's a whole pad that needs to be moved over. So I had to replace M92 T36 chip, and I also replaced a filter that was on the back of the Switch, I think, that had blown due to M92, I think, going, yeah, this one here. After that, it didn't work. And then I found that there was a missing small component. I believe this is a resistor, and I took this from a donor board and just put this on. I think I swapped out the M92 chip, so I'll include that in the costings. But here again is the moment that I fixed it.
It says 0.00 now. Oh, 0.07. Oh, no way.
Yeah, there we go.
Logo, that's really good.
Oh man, that was such a good fix. Let's talk profit. This profit will include both of the Switches. So like I said, I purchased two of them for £130. Parts cost, I'm not going to try and give too much away, but £10 for two M92 chips and £3 for a charging port. eBay fees came to a total of -£30.48, which is quite a lot. I managed to sell both of them for £202.92 after the eBay fees. Really, really good. This gives me a total profit for these two Nintendo Switches of £59.92. Now, because there's a lot of small components, this repair takes me a little bit longer. So I'd say in total for both of them, if I was to minus the filming, etc., I'd say 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours for the fixes. 90% of the issue is fault finding and working out which component doesn't work. The other 10% is a soldering job. We now move on to our last and final item, and then we'll find out how much profit we've made with these items. I think it's a bit more than the £16 or so that we said at the start of the video. Let's find out. £32.99 for a faulty Xbox One. This one was pretty rough as well from what I remember. Like taking off the side, there was a lot of dust.
On second thought.
Yeah, there was. So this was just a HDMI port replacement that I actually messed up. And I included that on the video as well. So the first time that I'd done it, I accidentally put too much solder on the port. I think it was around about here. And it completely burnt the plastic because I pushed the soldering iron right to the back of the port here. You'll be able to see it. And I kept pushing. What that done is then joint up some of the connections, and there was continuity between like 4 pins. So I was screwed at that point. Therefore, I had to do it again and redo it. And there we go. That's the finished job. Here's a reaction of me finding out that it's working. The fan is spinning. Do we get anything pop up on the screen? Please? Come on, man. Let's go. There we go. Nice. All right. So how did we do on the profit front? So paying the £32.99 for the Xbox One off of eBay, the HDMI port cost £5, so we minus that. We take off the eBay fee, which is £9.26, so we managed to sell it for £60.74. This gave us a total profit on this item of £22.75, which is nuts. I'm so used to doing these videos and being like, I'm in a loss, I'm in a loss, I'm in a loss. I'm just adding up all of the profit that we had for today's video. I'm ridiculously happy to say that for this video, we have a profit of £252 on the nose. When I started the whole repair thing, it was more so with Nintendo DS Lite, and you didn't make an ounce of profit. Obviously, when you move on to more recent up-to-date consoles like Xboxes or Nintendo Switches, you're going to see some profit. What I will say is that a lot of it is luck on eBay. I have to find items all the time. I'm constantly looking to try and find items that are relatively cheap and faulty. If you want me to continue doing this series, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great weekend and peace.